Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. Coming up tonight, we keep rolling on a busy fall sports season. In the Coach's Corner, we're joined by the man leading the top-ranked boys soccer program in the state. Plus, our athletes of the week are sisters leading #1 Hamilton Southeastern girls soccer to an incredible season.
We've always been so competitive, but it's always been fun. Like, we're always going head-to-head, but with the soccer season, it's just been, like, great.
We're off and running on the Zone Extra right now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you, and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of high school sports with so much action across Central Indiana. In the Coach's Corner, he's leading his alma mater to an incredible season. Top-ranked Center Grove boys soccer coach Jameson McLaughlin is here in studio. Plus, our athletes of the week are sisters who are the top 2 scorers on the #1 ranked HSC Hamilton Southeastern girls soccer team. Meet Sloane and Sydney May, and you won't want to miss our top play of the week, courtesy of the Warren Central Warriors. Now, let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Last Friday was week 4 of the high school football season with so many great matchups. Your Cathedral looking pretty good, picking up a 31-7 win over rival Bishop Chatard. Meanwhile, in Brownsburg, it was the battle for the B&O Rotary Bell, with second-ranked Brownsburg knocking off rival Avon by 30, and the Dogs now 4-0 on the year. And at Warren Central, the Warriors remain unbeaten with a 35-0 win. Warren still yet to allow a single point this year. And at Ben Davis, the Giants hosted Center Grove, and this game belonged to the Trojans as they get the 42-19 win. The victor was number 250 at Center Grove for the legendary head coach, Eric Moore.
It's just special to win any game. It's always special to win. Beat Ben Davis at Ben Davis is always hard. Great fought game, 2 good football programs, 2 good football teams. Really proud to have been at Center Grove long enough to win 250 games for that community.
I've been with him since I was about 3 years old, so it's good to be on the team that he got this milestone. Big for him. He's the best coach of all time.
All right, so with the win, Center Grove enters the Class 6A top 5 this week. Here's a look at the rankings, folks. You got Westfield there, the Shamrocks #1, Brownsburg 2, Warren Central #3, Crown Point 4, and then there's the Trojans of Center Grove rounding out the top 5 there for the football Class 6A poll. Now, meanwhile, in Hamilton Southeastern, it was the mud soccer rivalry between the Royals and Fishers. The visiting Tigers jumped out to a 20-point halftime lead and withstand an HSC second-half rally. Fishers wins a thriller, 37-35. After the game, Tigers coach Kurt Funk joined us live on the Zone for a FaceTime Friday conversation.
It's the players stepped up tonight. I'm just real proud of them. They never quit. You know, we faced some adversity. You know, we had a really nice first half. Felt really good going to the locker room. But then that second half, HSC started to swing the momentum, mount a comeback. But our kids just never gave up, and they made the plays when they needed to, and just left it all out there tonight.
All right, there was a nice win there for Fishers, okay, against their rival HSC. Now moving to the pitch, where it's hard to believe that there are only 2.5 weeks before the start of sectionals, but before we get there, still plenty of great action around Central Indiana. And the girls' action last Thursday night, it's a 1A clash. #1 Heritage Christian went on the road to face 11th ranked Sheridan. 24th minute, Eagles looking good. Lauren Dolvin wins the foot race and gets around the keeper to score one of her 2 goals on the night. Heritage Christian up 3-0. Later in the half, the Emma Gass finds a crook here who makes a nice move and puts it in the back of the net. Eagles win 6-1 is your final. Here's a look at this week's Class 1A girls soccer coaches poll. #1, there's Heritage Christian there. #2, Providence. #3, Evansville Christian. You got Oldenburg there 4, and you got Westview rounding out the top 5 there in the girls 1A soccer coaches poll. All right, meanwhile, in boys soccer from Tuesday night, it was a top 5 clashes. #2, Noblesville hosted #3, Zionsville. Second half, Miller's up a goal. Check out here, Quinn Johnston makes a move and scores from a tight angle at Noblesville. They got a 2-0 lead there. But the Eagles respond, just over 5 minutes remaining. They play in, Aaron Becker there, who is able to beat the keeper for his second goal of the night. What a night for him. A thrilling match ends in a 2-2 draw. All right, moving to volleyball tonight. Monday night, it was Hamilton County clashes. Westville hosted Carmel. The Rocks take each of the first 2 sets, but Carmel rallies and wins sets 3 and 4. And the deciding 5th set, it's Westfield who makes the plays down the stretch, and the Rocks get their 13th win of the season. Congratulations to Westfield getting it done that night. Okay, meanwhile, Center Grove, a special honor for the school, as last week it received, how about this, the IHSAA Sportsmanship Award. Out of 408 IHSAA schools, only 20 received the award. And it's the second straight year Center Grove has been honored, which according to the athletic director makes it even more special.
It has nothing to do with the wins and losses. It actually has to do with the way that we respond, the way that people are at the events, whether that's fans, coaches, players. And winning it 2 years in a row and accumulating the points has been tremendous for us. The other good thing about it is to get the points, you have to get exemplary reports to boost yourself up. And other schools have recognized and given exemplary reports in the last 2 years.
Oh, that is incredible. Congratulations there to Center Grove. Okay, so look, we're going to take a break here, but we have much more coming your way on the Zone Extra tonight. Speaking of Center Grove, look at this. It's the Coach's Corner, and he's leading the top-ranked boys soccer program in the state. The Trojans coach, Jameson McLaughlin, is here in studio for a great chat. Can't wait for that. And still ahead, they are the sisters leading the #1 girls soccer team in Indiana. We'll introduce you to our athletes of the week from HSC that's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank. This is the Zone Extra Coach's Corner.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. Time now for our Coach's Corner. Well, his Trojans are perfect 11-0 in the season and ranked #1 in the state. Please welcome to the Zone Extra tonight, Center Grove boys soccer coach Jameson McLaughlin here with us. Coach, great to see you. And
you as well.
Thanks for taking the time. And hey, I see you're smiling. You have a lot to smile about. I mean, your soccer team playing some great soccer of late, #1 in the state. Give me your first things first. Give me your thoughts and just what do you like about your team right now?
What I love about my team is their effort and attitude, right? The two things you can control, they do them very well, right? They control their effort. It's not over the top, but it's intense and it's physical. Their attitude every day when they show up for practice is the same as when we get to a game, and that's when you have a team that shows up to practice and works that hard with that attitude. That's when you know you're going to have a really good team, a really special team.
Yes, we take a look at some of the video of your team here practicing them. I want to ask you this: are you impressed with scoring 50 goals in 11 games, or only allowing 4 total goals all season? That's insane.
Both.
Both.
Answer. 50 goals in a season is no small feat. We don't play cupcakes, right? We played a very difficult schedule. And some of the numbers we put on some teams has been extremely impressive. But allowing 4 goals against the teams we played also is, it's incredible. And at the start of the season, I told my team, if you can go into a game and allow 0 goals with the offensive firepower that we have, it's going to be really, really tough to beat us.
Well, everybody's going to be coming after you, being the #1 team in the state right now. What do you hope to see the team improve upon?
Focus. So we played Perry Meridian last night, who was always they're always a tough game for us. They're right across the street.
Oh, rivalry.
And they brought it last night. And we had the discussion before we went there that the effort level has got to pick up each and every game, because 11-0, 12-0, like they're going to be coming for you, right? Like I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. Now we're Notre Dame, right? And now everybody wants a piece of you. So I want them to continue to build on that effort.
When you think about just your career, 10th year at Center Grove as a head coach here, but obviously it's your alma mater. There's such a rich relationship with yourself and the school. How special is it to be the head coach of this soccer team?
When John Zwick called me 10 years ago and asked me if I wanted to do it, I said, John, there's no other job I'd rather have. And I just felt so blessed to have the opportunity to be at my school, a school where my dad was the girls coach for 15 years, where I played, my brother played, my sister played there, my daughter is a sophomore on the girls team. So it's a family tradition at this point, but it is a real blessing, not only because it's my alma mater, but the people, sportsmanship award 2 years in a row, the people you deal with there are top class.
Yeah.
The parents are always top class, and we just have amazing facilities as well.
Well, you know you can't have the success that you have with having a great support team. It looks like you have that there at Center Grove. Now we got a little surprise for you, Coach.
Okay.
We had a chance to talk to some of your players on your team. Take a look at this right here.
Sure.
Playing for this program and Coach McLaughlin, it's a very special honor because, like, Center Grove, it's a very big school, and to be able to make it on this team and be a captain, it's just a very big honor, and it's something I represent myself with pride.
Playing for Jamie, it's intense, and he's going to get the best out of you every game and every practice. So he'll get after you during the games and practice, but once the game is practice over, it's nothing personal, it's all jokes.
It's really special, you know, being in this program for 4 years. I've always wanted to be a captain and the leader on this team, and they gave me that honor this year, and I feel really special, and I'm really thankful for that.
Playing with Coach Jameson means a lot to me. You know, Coach Jamie, he's always been loving to me. He's always been kind of like a mentor to me. He's always taught me how to play the game I want to play. He always pushes me to be my hardest.
How about that? I know it's got to make you feel good to see that from those seniors there, those leaders on your team.
Yeah. Being a high school coach, winning is awesome, right? Being 11-0 is awesome, but as a high school coach, I think it's more important to be a mentor, to be there for those young men as they are about to go out into the world and be our future leaders, be our future dads. It's important for me to set a good example. Yes, I'm hard on them, but I always tell them I'm hard on you because I want the best for you. And to see that they understand that means a lot to me.
Well, it appears it is working, my friend. Thank you so much for your time, Coach McLaughlin. All the best to you guys, and we'll see if you can win a state championship. I know everyone's coming after you, but it seems like you got some great guys that are ready to go to work for you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, no problem. We're going to take a break. So ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra, it's our Athlete of the Week segment. They're the sisters leading the top-ranked girls soccer team in the state. Up next, we're going to meet Hamilton Southeastern's Sloane and Sydney May. Plus, don't miss the latest edition of Ask the Commissioner. Tonight, we're talking to the Commissioner, Paul Neidig, of the IHSAA. That's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
All right, welcome back to the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. It's been an incredible season so far for the Hamilton Southeastern girls soccer program, as the Royals are currently the #1 ranked team in the state and boasts a strong offense. A key to HSE's success is the play of sisters Sloane and Sydney May. Sydney, a freshman, leads the team in scoring, while junior Sloane is second in goals and also leads the team in assists. As the Royals chase the program's first state championship, both sisters say it's incredibly special being able to play and succeed together.
It's been really fun. I think that we've played with each other a little bit in club, but this is just different because we can work off of each other really well, and we have different strengths, so we can bring those both to the table and just collaborate and just play with our hearts.
Having an older sister has been great because we've been so close, and anything I'm uncomfortable with or I'm not sure what to do, I can always ask her because she's always been there for me, and it's just been great to have a role model on the team.
They provide so much joy to our team, and they have such a neat character. I just really love coaching them. It doesn't hurt that they're fantastic soccer players, for sure. I appreciate how much they love their teammates. And, you know, you don't have too often two siblings that get to play each other, first of all, but two as good and as dynamic as they are.
It's amazing, really. We have a really competitive spirit, but we're really bond over it, kind of. And so she plays up with my club team, which is really awesome. So playing with her year-round is really cool because we've kind of learned a lot about how each other play and just worked off each other.
We've always been so competitive, but it's always been fun. We're always going head-to-head, but with the soccer season, it's just been great. We've been bonding together and on the field. We're always so happy for each other, and it's so nice having a role model like Sloane on the team.
Oh, what a wonderful story there. All the best to them at HSE. Hey, don't forget, Wish TV has a brand new sports app. Get your phone out now, scan the QR code on the screen, and download the completely free All Indiana Sports app. You can find more on this story, all things Central Indiana High School sports. There's so much more. Get the All Indiana Sports app today. It is great for all the high school sports. All right, time for a break. More coming your way on the Zone Extra, including our play of the week. Plus, we get you ready for tomorrow's big week 5 of the football season with a preview of our zone coverage.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Old National Bank.
All right, back here on the Zone tonight. One of our favorite parts of high school sports is the passion of the fans. The school spirit we see is incredible, and each fall we award the prestigious Zone banner to the school with the best spirit. Take a look at some of the best we saw from the past week. Well, this is what those students are competing for. The Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash and Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender. We are giving this huge banner to the school that is in the zone as the best school spirit. Which high school is going to claim the undisputed top spirit award? And this banner will hang up at your gymnasium at the end of the season. Going to find out coming up in November. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week, take one of your questions to IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here's this week's question. How excited are you to see girls lacrosse become the latest sport to receive approval for the IHSAA emerging sports process?
Yeah, we're excited. Girls lacrosse approached us well over a year ago. We began discussions, and you know, it takes resources to bring on new programs, and girls lacrosse is no different. And not only resources and facilities and dollars, but also in time. And you know, when we ask our schools to do more, and we're certainly doing that with girls lacrosse, we're going to ask our schools to make sure we give our athletic directors additional support to help these programs. But girls lacrosse is another opportunity for students to showcase their skills and grow up in an education-based system. And one point is that we have adopted it, but it will not begin the formal process until the 25-26 school year.
All right, always great to hear from the commissioner. Don't forget, you can submit your questions to the commissioner. Just check out the information on the screen right there. And who knows, your question could be used on a future show. Now it's time to take a look at our play of the week. Each week we feature one of the top plays from the world of high school sports in Central Indiana. Plus, we will tell you how your video can be featured on a future show. But first, here's this week's play. Warren Central hosting Lawrence Central. Warren's Keith Jackson catches the punt on the run, and there he goes. 61 yards to the house. Jackson also threw a touchdown pass in the Warriors' 35-0 win. Congratulations to Keith and Warren Central. Of course, we want to see your best plays every week too. And Miami TV Channel 23 is your home for our high school sports coming up tomorrow night. A great matchup from Carmel as the Greyhounds host 4A number 7 Brebeuf. You can see all the action with Greg Raystraw and the ISC crew live on Miami TV Channel 23. That's coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Cannot wait for that. And it is a big night of high school football across Central Indiana. I'll be live from Zionsville tomorrow at 5 o'clock and 6 for our zone tailgate. Plus, we will have scores and highlights from 22 games in the zone coming up tomorrow night starting at 11:08. That's more than any other station in the entire state of Indiana. Let's take a look at some of the other games we'll be having covered for you tomorrow on the zone. We got Ben Davis against Warren Central. That should be a lot of fun. Columbus North taking on Bishop Retard. Brownsburg against Fishers. Guerin Catholic against Ron Gully. And we got HSC taking on Westfield. We got all the complete highlights for you. 22 games right here on Wish TV. All right, folks, that is going to do it for the Zone Extra. Thank you so much for watching tonight. We'll see you back here next week, same time, same place. Have a good one.